Good morning. Welcome to Rita's Roost and the Quilted Chicken Farm. Well, I don't have a whole lot more done on this Prairie Flower quilt, but look, I got a couple of them done and I'm fixing to sew another square and we'll hold it up and we'll look at it. I can't sit here long this morning. I've got some errands I have to run in town and I have to go because there's a bill that I have to pay, so I have to go. I don't want to go, but I have to go. There was kind of a mix-up. Do you ever do silly stuff? Well, I wrote a check to pay this bill, and I sent it to town with somebody else that was going yesterday, but I wrote the wrong amount. So now I've got to go fix it myself. It'll be okay. I think I'm going to run in the grocery store. It's been a long time since I've been in the grocery store. Long time. So I think I'm going to run in there and pick up a few things. I don't know what yet. We eat from the pantry and the stuff that I growed in the garden and the animals we have butchered. That's what we eat from on a day-to-day basis, so I don't have to run to the grocery store all the time. And the other day, I got some bulk chicken the other day. A 20-pound box of chicken tenders and a 20-pound box of chicken thighs. Now, you know how much stuff I can make with that chicken? I can make a lot of stuff with that chicken. So one more piece so I can show you what this looks like. Talking and sewing at the same time. Think I can do that? There's part of it. Now I'm going to take this other part here and sew it here on the bottom. And then we're going to put it up on the wall so we can really admire it. I tell you what, it's not my work, but it's this fabric that I'm making this quilt top with, that every time I make a piece, I think that one's prettier than the last one. But it's not my work. It's the fabric designer that's made this one pretty. And the person that designed the quilt pattern. Rita's just taking somebody else's ideas and putting them together. That's what a quilt is, ain't it? You take somebody else's fabric and somebody else's pattern, but you make it your own in a way, don't you? I'll have to make 20 blocks. It'll be 4 across and 5 down, so I've still got a ways to go. Me and Maybelline's gonna get it done. I just love sewing with her. I have to get up to my other she shed and sew on the other one. She sews good too, but I'll take this one out. I'm looking at that one up there in that corner. I need to make those pointy pieces. But here's this one. Now I need to press it. And you know I told you that, let me show you. You know I told you that we're making some of these squares like this. And when I sew those, we cut that off. And so you got these little scraps. And I'm sewing the little scraps together. And then I'm making half of it. And then I'm making these little pinwheels. So that's what I'm going to put together and make a little doll quilt or a little doll pillow or something. Got a whole bunch of them. And I haven't made very many of them. But I'll take the scraps and sew them up. And that'll be just as cute as it can be when they're sewed together. Don't you think? I think it will be. Oh, I got more sewing, more cutting, more organizing, but got to make that town run. I've sewed up all the ones that I had drawn the line on. I have to take all these little squares. I think my pattern said there was 340 of them. I think my pattern called for. And I take a little ruler. Wait, I'm going to tilt you down. Yeah, lots of little steps. And sometimes just in my spare time I work on some of these. But I put it catty corner, take that pencil and draw that line, and that's where I'll sew on when I sew them onto the other pieces. Y'all can do this. There's a lot of good teachers out there to tell you, to show you what to do. I'm not the best teacher. I just like to do it. I was wondering this morning, and I always have wild ideas. I was wondering this morning if I could have what you'd have to do to be able to buy fabric wholesale and maybe sell it. I guess you'd have to have I've never run a business, and I'm not a salesperson, but I'd like to buy fabric wholesale, sell it retail, or sew it up myself. Maybe then I could make quilts and sell them. I've never sold a quilt in my life. I've gave away quilts, but I've never sold one. And people ask me, do you sell them? No, I don't sell them. They're piled up in there in the bedroom. I give them to the grandkids, give them to my daughter and daughter-in-law. I'm kind of picky about who I give them to. Oh, and I've gave away 3 through my YouTube channel, and I'll give away some more through there when I can come up with a good contest and figure out how to make it fair. I like getting the mail and drawing the names from that. Maybe that's what I need to do again. I've got a lady coming Wednesday that's going to quilt her quilt on my quilting machine. And now I ought to quilt for people and charge for that, but I said it's just hard I hate to make a bunch of plans and get myself too busy. Do you ever get too busy? Alright, I gotta go town. So I'll work on these. I'll press this one and put it up there, and I'll have 3 or 4 blocks done out of the 20 that I need to make. I love y'all. Bye. Y'all have a good Saturday.